Welcome to Birmingham Live Music Project, where we explore impact of various global challenges on the UK live music industry. In the three coming videos, we explore challenges of Brexit and COVID-19 on Birmingham live music ecosystem.
Brexit, or the United Kingdom's withdrawal from the European Union, is having wide-reaching impacts on all aspects of British society. The UK's world-renowned cultural offering, of course, is no exception. But what will the implications be on the music industry, particularly through the regional lens of England's second city, Birmingham? The headline issues include confusion over travel visas for creatives who tour internationally, increased paperwork and red tape, and additional costs for artists and venues that were already operating on a thin profit margin.
The biggest problem is that Brexit is just beyond our comprehension. It's so dry, it's boring, it's tied up with agriculture and fisheries and things that we don't understand. But actually it's critical to how we live our lives, and for music it's going to have a huge effect, and it's just going over people's heads. We just don't know, we haven't been told the full effects of Brexit, and we're beginning to see the realities of it. And as a consumer, it saddens me. It means I won't get access to see new talent coming through, new bands coming through. It means the sort of mid-sized bands, the ones that are breaking through, I guess, who are most times the most exciting. They're going to be denied audiences, and audiences like me are going to be denied seeing them.
Brexit's impact internationally has a ripple effect nationally and in turn regionally. In the West Midlands, 29% of businesses linked to the creative industries employ non-UK nationals. New restrictions on employment for EU nationals in the UK greatly reduces the pool of both low-skilled workers and most early to mid-career specialists. Sound and lighting engineers, production crew and logistics support are all at risk.
As a direct consequence of Brexit, I think there's going to be a big talent drain from the UK, and that's musicians, but also all the skills that go behind it, whether you're a label, manager, promoter, a rigger, a lighting, sound engineer, whatever it is.
70% of musicians reported their annual income as below £24,000. As opportunities for well-paid work on and off stage become less available, secure and well-paid, we will likely see declining levels of diversity in the creative industries. While harder to quantify, another concern is reputational damage as a result of Brexit. If the UK is perceived to be more inward-looking, British bands may get fewer opportunities to perform overseas. In our survey, of the 65% of Birmingham musicians who perform internationally, almost 70% of these were performing as a headline act, and 26.3% were performing as part of a showcase festival. Besides it being a valuable opportunity to build a fan base and grow reputation, we found that a lot of these artists generated a lot of their income outside of Birmingham and predominantly in the EU.
What Brexit has done is it's created a major layer of red tape. People don't really know, where to look, and ultimately festival promoters and agents are going to pass that risk on to other people, probably artists.
Revenue generated by culture in the West Midlands alone amounted to £252 million in 2019, generated 2,453 jobs and attracted 877,000 tourists. The West Midlands region welcomes 7% of the nation's music tourists, who are responsible for 5% of the entire UK music spend. This underpins the region's employment of 5% FTE of the national music tourism workforce. The big question here is whether European artists, who make up a significant portion of bands who tour in the UK, and international audiences will want to travel to the region, and indeed the UK, if it is made less attractive and affordable by Brexit. Birmingham gig goers reported that while 53% attend shows in Birmingham and 34% travel around England, 7% of the attendee demographic travel internationally to see live music. The majority of these mostly visit Germany, Spain, France, the Netherlands and Ireland.
It's going to be much easier I think, to have a sustainable career in Europe. They pay properly for one thing. Audiences seem to be more respectful. So if I worked in one of those service areas, I'd be looking to go and work in Europe. And I do think that we might see that sort of talent drain from the UK.
We get so many people coming here from Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Germany. And I do worry that we're going to see less, which would obviously change the outlook and the whole kind of vibe of Britain really as a musical country. In some ways there could be quite a boost for sort of local musicians. I think without that input from around the world, it could become quite inward and quite insular, and Britain has never been about that. Britain has always been about, if you look at all the popular music movements over the last 50 years, they've all been influenced by outside, massively influenced. At a time when we need to be looking more sort of outward and globally, we seem to be focusing all our attention inwards, and that's not a good thing in my opinion.
While city authorities such as London and Liverpool have engaged on the topic, in terms of organising a collective voice for the West Midlands, a lack of regional music boards is problematic. Although non-state actors such as the Music Venue Trust and the Musicians Union have worked hard to keep cultural issues in newspapers and on politicians' desks, there is still the perception that when it comes to Brexit, the music industry is an afterthought, particularly in comparison to agriculture, manufacturing and pharmaceuticals. The future does present opportunities. An increase in e-commerce will inspire new digital solutions. It could be that UK artists concentrate more of their attention and assets on growing their audience at home, or it could provoke a surge in innovation for the music industry that harnesses the strength and depth of the entrepreneurial spirit that is within our creative industries. It will be some time, however, before the full effects of Brexit, whether they be positive or negative, are fully known.
I'm not sure that the total ramifications of Brexit are totally understood yet. It's going to take a couple of years.
The Birmingham Live Music Project team is conducting important research on the impact of Brexit and COVID-19 on the region's music industry, as well as collecting and analysing important data about when, where and how people enjoy live music in the West Midlands. If you would like to find out more about our project, visit our webpage and follow us on social media where you can keep up to date with our activities, recent results and analysis.